Hi, Leo. All right, welcome to this space if you're new here. It's called Opal Oracle, and welcome back, of course, if you're returning. Okay, so this is recorded during December time, so I wish you happiest holy days to whatever you celebrate. So I guess we'll just jump right in, huh? So, well, I guess there's an undercurrent energy that's really beautiful. The Five of Cups and the powerful, the Death card came out. To me, I see this as no longer being saddened by something, overcoming some kind of space that didn't feel good. It's like completely transforming that, which is beautiful. I'm happy about that. This could also be where some of you decide to stop drinking if you want to. It could also be where some people are like, okay, you're not my friend, or that's a toxic friend, or maybe having expectations in certain people too. It could be an end of that, which is a good thing. You know, because what you give is so huge, Leo. You give your whole heart, right? In everything that you do. It's like all heart, all love. And so I see hold on. I'm in a new space, so it takes a little bit longer to tap in, feel where I'm at. So it's like up high, down low, up high. So up, down, up. But what's interesting about the down I'm seeing is the Knight of Cups, but it's almost like a grounded energy. It's like, okay, I've made it off the mountain. Now I'm gonna climb this hill. I guess someone here isn't like maybe satisfied with something. What's that about? Well, I guess if whoever's not satisfied, there's a need to like move on from that. Maybe it's just moving on from a feeling of, I don't know, like, to me, Four of Cups is the way I'm seeing it right now is like it's drawing me in so hard. And it's the most challenging card on the table thus far. Why are we focusing on the thing that won't change? Oh, the Devil in the middle. Just a second, let's open up your cards. And then the Lovers, there's a mirror, then there's Temperance, there's another angel. Okay, just a second. What's going on here? You have 4 majors. 5, 6 majors. If we count the whole board, there's the Lovers, right? There's a whole line of majors here. Fool, Lovers, and the Temperance card. There's a difference between making a wholehearted decision and making a foolish decision, right? Do you know what I mean? They're different. Let's see here. Okay, so it's almost like there's something, I can't figure out if this is a lesson or like that's already been learned, or if there's something that you have to deal with now. I guess it depends where you're at. I can't tune into like the time frame exactly of it. There's something here where like the heart, why is it, it's almost hard to like find the words of it. Justice. Okay, when I was curious about this Devil in the heart, which is kind of a hard sentence, right? What is the devil? It is fear in the heart, right? It is where someone doesn't recognize their own value. They don't understand, like, what a healthy relationship is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, like, sinful nature around it, like lust or greed or gluttony or whatever. Like, all the dark codependency kind of stuff. That's like, there's like a well. It's you know, this is like, it's like like someone's walking along and they find a hole in the ground, you know, or like a cave or something. And it's like, you know, you don't have to go explore everything that, you know, some things are abandoned for good reason. Does that make sense? You don't want to go fishing around in certain places, you know. Just don't bother. Because it's almost like that's like a trap. What's that about? Look, you got two good angels right here, right? And then we have a dark angel. This reading's real trippy. You have all the angels on the board, 3. Oh no, justice is missing, or judgment is missing. So there's 3 out of 4 angels. Oh, I see. This is where you were, this could be a bit of where you are, and this is where you're going. And again, depending on your path, you could already be here, and we're moving along. I guess it has to do with this 5 of Cups and the Death card. Are you happy, Leo? Are you happy? Are your friends healthy? Are you over your last relationship? If you're a happy person right now, not on the surface, I'm not talking about like faking it happy, because sometimes Leo can do that, no offense. All the fire signs can do that. It's like happy on the outside, but like suffering deeply within, right? This is like, because this is internal. So if that has been made, I guess, black and white, like, you know what I mean? Like where it's like, okay, no, this, you know the difference between the inside and the outside. And then you want to find this place where it matches, then, you know, because it's not like you can't have fun. It's not like a person can't enjoy themselves or have a couple drinks or eat a big meal or have cozy, like, pillows or be comfortable, right? Have this comfort. These kinds of things that are pleasurable, but it's like when it goes too far, that's when it starts to get into these other worlds. But I feel like this is what has been being worked through. And some of you have done such a good job of making a boundary with something, you know? Maybe there's things like, this could also be a really, really strong desire in the heart, like extremely powerful desire in the heart. So I guess you want to ask yourself, whatever you're in love with right now, whatever you love right now, whatever you are connecting to emotionally, thinking about, etc., you want to check in, is it a happy thought or not? If it's happy, once you get in this happy place, and you understand, there has to be a good balance of something too. Because, for instance, some people are meant to, okay, let's go to these different sections. Of course, again, this could be where you were. Some of you, it's where you are. It's like a, okay, this row over here talks about where a person, even when they receive love, they always feel alone, right? It's like Waylon Jennings, right? Don't let your mama, or don't let your baby, yeah, don't let your mama grow up to be cowboys. Don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, because even when they find love, they're all alone, right? This could also be a person that's like kind of passive, and they don't say how they feel, and they don't express what they want, and they're too afraid to move to the next space, right? There's like and this has to do with home and other people, like family and other people. Now, this is all minor stuff, though. Then we get into this next row, where it's kind of like, okay, wait, I figured out what love is, and I know that this is, there's like, there's a difference between things, you know? There's a difference between things. Like, is this healthy? You know, is this good for me? Is this right? Six of Wands and the High Priestess. Yeah, is this good for me? You know, does this make me happy? So basically, oh, I see. It makes a serpentine. Okay, so we start out with a person that finally figured out their own strength. They stopped blocking their own success by relinquishing themselves of stubbornness and what they really fight for. You know what I mean? From there, they stop. They allow themselves like a new, because of like a different action in relation to other people. This causes something to be able to move on, like move to a new space, right? It also allows help to come into your life. Direction, you know, or ideas about things. And, you know, and that transition can be kind of hard sometimes. You know, think about it. Look at if you can see, look at the Devil and then the Lover's card. They're the same exact card. It's just one's in the light and one's in the shadow. You know what I mean? But what a difference between the two. What a difference between this and that, right? Maybe what it was and what it is for some of you, or what it is and what it could be, or what it was and what it could be. Right? Maybe that's a part of the process here, is like looking forward to something that's more suiting to who it is that you really are in your soul. Okay. Because someone has to figure out their own dissatisfaction. And kind of, there's a lesson here about like not letting things like shit hit the fan. Or, again, maybe it's where people didn't say how they really feel or what they were thinking about, or stick up for themselves because they didn't feel confident. Then they finally figured out that love is not indicative of like who's in your life or like who you talk to. Love is like a vibration, right? It's how a person talks about life. It's how they talk about what they have inside of them, you know? That gives a great gift, okay? That also helps to overcome whatever this fear is in the heart, okay? Because I almost feel like this little Page of Swords beneath the Devil card is like where this sword can like pick this lock. He's like a lock picker. And to pick a lock, what is it? It takes time to be able to figure that out. You have to really listen, right? To pick a lock. You can hear it when it starts to tick. You're like, okay, that goes there. All right, this goes there. And it's 1 through 5 usually. And 1 through 5 are like these different depths, you know? But where you're really trying to find is the 0 point. Now, there's this sideways triangle here that Pisces had last month. It's like a sideways mountainside. And I really believe that for some of you, I can see that there's something deeply that you've overcome in the heart. Or if you haven't gotten there yet, you may have to face a fear in relation to love. Or this could be for some of you, again, it's like the harder parts of the Devil are hard, you know. It's like, let's see. Yeah, they're very stubborn, yes. You know, this could be a part of it where someone's like, well, I don't deserve to have it easy. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe you want to ask yourself some questions, holy. Maybe you want to ask yourself some questions in relation to what you think love is. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is love? What is comfort? Leo, to you? What's good enough for you, maybe? Wheel of Fortune. Because I feel like if you answer these questions, yes, then there's something that just, like, you free yourself from whatever this conflict is, whatever this fear is, whatever this drama is, whatever because it's like a little repeat situation that happens. And what happens when that happens? Well, love comes, right? Or at very least, love becomes something that's not so confusing, right? But maybe it's about, interesting. God, there's a deer. You see that buck? There are two of them. The deer. You know, they say antlers are, they're like antennae, right? To pick up on things that you can't see. It's like your sensory, right? Your intuitive nature. So maybe for you, some of the horned animals in your chart could be helpful to pay attention to. We'll state them off. If you don't know what this is, you could also look to people in your life where they have strong qualities, or maybe even just tap into this animal. We have Capricorn, which is a goat. Aries, which is a ram. Virgo, I see as a deer personally. Taurus is the bull. Cows can have little horns. And I think that's it. So what is that? Aries, Taurus, and Capricorn. This is Venus, Mars, and Saturn. So this is a love that stays because of correct action. Right? It's a lot of forethought there. And maybe that's a part of it. Maybe somebody has guilt in their heart about whether they feel like they're lovable or not. Or maybe when they always find love, they're always alone. Again, I don't know what, maybe, but you know what? There's something about finding you're happy. Maybe this is just a check-in for some people. Say you've been through this lesson, right? The Four of Cups, where you know, like, you know, right? When you have everything, when a person has everything, but they're still not happy, right? But then now it's kind of like, well, it's like residual fear coming, like being filtered out. Maybe it's just residual, do I deserve to be happy, or do I deserve to have all of this? Am I ready to go, am I ready to, I don't know, go to this next stage of something? Now, I would say that it would be wise to make sure that you go slowly with Fool, Lovers, and the Temperance. This is a decision that is made again consciously, with whole heart, and there's a lot of confidence in the Fool. There's a lot of faith in the Lovers and understanding, and Temperance is a virtue, which speaks of, I do think some of you, there's alcoholism. I always see alcoholism for you, Leo. You know, maybe this is just family. Again, like, I don't know. That's really, that's, what is this about? Let's see what the next layer is. I want you to believe in yourself, okay? Now, you don't have any earth here. Maybe that's why it feels a little floaty. You have 1, 2 cups, 2 swords, and 1 wand. Okay, there's another major, hangman. So you got to trust yourself. You want to test something. What is hangman about? It's about being enlightened, right? It's about seeing things from a different perspective. 2 of pentacles, yeah. And the judgment, another major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 majors now. What's that? The chariot. It's about moving forward. Some of you have to move on from, something. You can't make, someone cannot make something, like stave something off forever here. There has to be like a forward movement. If you've already moved forward and you understand that, then again, there's more of an understanding of like how to walk through life with more belief in yourself, in love, whatever. Right? Because when there's fear, there is no love. They're the opposite of one another. Right? So I guess the case in point here is that some of you, there's either a big decision now or in the near future. And I feel like because we can't determine whether it be now or in the future, then you'd want to sit with something for a little bit, right? You want to see if it makes you happy. Does it feel good? Does it feel fun? Does it allow... Are you happy? Right, because if you build slowly, you know what happens when you build slowly? Then you go from the Ace of Pentacles to the 2 of Pentacles to the 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. You keep building slowly, right? When you do it that way, brick by brick, then the structure is solid and it lasts so long. When things are built too quickly, when things are built out of fear, when things are built, and I know it's hard sometimes with this, in ways to say subconscious stuff. It's hard to be like, okay, you know, forgive them for they know not what they do, right? We're very complex. But when things are built out of fear, when they're built around lust, when they're built around codependency or whatever the energy is, then it never lasts, right? It never lasts. It crumbles when it's not built slowly. So you want to make sure. Now, this doesn't mean... Yes, there's the 4 of Pentacles, and then there's the Strength card. So maybe some of you, this could be where some of you were also tempted. If any of you are in AA, you could be totally tempted to drink. Please don't. Like you want to, okay, even if this isn't about alcohol, what are we talking about? We're talking about understanding where your support systems are. So when you go to fall into this hole, this cave, this little cage, whatever this is that you get into sometimes. And again, this could be just in your mind about how you communicate about what's going on with you when it's hard, right? Or again, if you're scared or sad or uncertain or losing faith about something. It's like you got to be open about this. You got to know where your support systems are. You got to you got to communicate with people, okay? I would also say it would be very helpful for you to have people in your life that are not necessarily going through the same things exactly, but again, where you feel understood, you know. And if for some reason there's a space where like you feel completely misunderstood, then I know this is a little hard to take, but it's like it's a hard pill to swallow. But sometimes when a person is misunderstood, a person is misunderstanding themselves, right? They don't understand who they are yet. But I see that they will, right? Yeah. Look, we build up to the 8. then it goes to the King of Pentacles, which is so solid. It's so solid. Some of you just may need to believe in yourself right now. Now, again, for some, this could be making a boundary. You could be moving on for something. You could be saying no to something, right? Having these, all three of these cards over here about boundaries, right? And they're healthy. This is boundaries that are choices that are chosen via yourself. Like, I am, okay, I'm this, and I ain't putting up with that. Or like, yep, be like, nope, been there, done that before. I'm not doing that again. No way. No way. Right? You know, you drink too much, you act a fool. Well, don't drink too much. Right? You know, when you hang out with that person, they're a bad influence. Well, what kind of friend is that? You know, every time you hang out with somebody, it's like awesome. And you feel inspired and you feel like a better person. Well, that might be more people that are for you. Right? And maybe that's the thing, is some of you have to admit your unhappiness about something. Or again, if you found you're happy, whatever your fear is, that's kind of what it is. It took us 26 minutes to get here. 8. Got it. This is karma with your own self-value, Leo. Interesting. If you are contemplating a relationship right now, or again, any kind of big decision that has to do with you and other people, I see you should give that maybe till, you know, I'd give it a, I don't know, I'd sleep on it for a little while. Because it's almost like someone's like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that. But it's like, of course you can. Of course you can. Right, that deer, the deer that ran by, I hope you could see them. The two deer that ran by, there's like a barbed wire fence between here and there, so it has to go over it, you know. And then after that, it went down the hill, then it had to go over the fence, and then after it went over the fence, then it had to cross the road and then go up the hill. Right, you got to push sometimes. To like, maybe out of your own confusion, it could very well, yeah, give yourself a little gusto to be like, well, I gotta go, or again, confidence. There's something here really strong about twos. I want to see what sits in between these two, just a second. Because they're like mirror worlds, the Seven of Pentacles. Well, what kind of partner are you? Like a lover, what kind of partner are you? What kind of friend are you? You know? What kind of communicator are you? What do you give to the situation when you're in it? And I guess a question could be for some is like, why do you give the energy that you give? If you understand more about your own power right now, then I feel like what is being given to you is a new opportunity to overcome whatever this fear is, and to find more of your faith in, yeah, there you go. Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. More of your faith in, I don't know, being accepted, or it could even just be letting go of a lack mentality, you know? Like, are you good enough? Even if you don't tell anybody that, it's like that little voice. Do you know what I mean? Now, again, maybe this thing on the side, I see, it's very interesting. It's like some of you have worked through this. It's like a reminder, because it's prepping you for this next stage. Some of you have to work through this, and I see that you will. But, so either way, I want you to believe in yourself. Okay? Right, to go from this Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, you got to go to the 9 first. Right, what is 9 of Pentacles about? It's about standing, it's about taking care, a person who knows how to take care of themselves. They've spent a lot of time alone to right, to know the self. They eat well, they sleep well, they take care of themselves again. They basically, Nine of Pentacles to me is like a person that, like, it's almost like they know spirit or whatever is always watching. The trees are always watching, right? So they behave in such a way as if, even though that when they're alone, they behave in such a way that they're aware that there are consequences for everything, right? They're a very conscious being, and there's a lot of preparation with the Nine of Pentacles, because Nine of Pentacles to me isn't doing what they do to ultimately move to this next step. It's just something that they know they need to do to sort out something even deeper in themselves. Okay? Interesting energy, Leo. High Priestess. I hope that the communication came out correctly. Now, I will say, this is holiday time when I'm recording this, of course, depending when you find it, but since the energy is in it now, then remember that it's a very exuberant time in December, right? It's ruled by Jupiter. So there's usually more eating, more drinking, more everything, more spending money, things like that. It's an expansion of something, so I wouldn't go too hard with anything. You know what I mean? No. Especially in making a choice, I would sit on that for a little bit. Yes, Seven of Cups and the Two of Wands. I would sit on that, because I feel like if you made a major choice right now, I mean, you should be considering your options. But if you were to make an actual choice right now, I feel like for some of you, depending how strong that Saturn card is in the heart, it's like, if there's too much fear or there's too much of a blockage, you'll end up changing your mind shortly thereafter, right? And be like, oh man, why'd I do that? So, yeah. So I would definitely chill a little bit. Take it easy. I guess Saturn in the heart, too, is like Saturn and Leo. To me, this is an energy where you want to understand maturity, right? Sometimes Saturn and Leo can be like, well, it's where the heart, it's where love can feel very restricted. It's where a person can have a hard time figuring out what they want. I also call it the Toys R Us kid, where it's just like, I don't want to grow up, you know. But you can do it. Okay, talk to you later. Take care. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Peace out.